Hey Team Elevated, welcome to another installment of the MEKEDE&Navifly-Bella 7. This is a big series that I'll be making. There is a playlist that I highly recommend you guys taking a look at. It's got videos already inside there, one that's almost 2 hours long, and that video, despite appearing overwhelming, if you look at the video description of that video, it's got timestamps. So you guys can jump straight to where you're trying to get to see exactly what all this head unit has in store as a computer. What's today's date?
Today is Monday, July 14th.
Okay, today's Monday, July 14th. That's important because as of today, July 14th, 2025, this video is going to be all about all of the apps that come on the MEKEDE&Navifly-Bella 7. This way, if you don't have this head unit, you guys can make an informed decision on if you want to purchase this. These apps that I'm going to jump in here and show you guys, they have settings, menus, and submenus in those apps. That's important, especially if you're considering getting this head unit, or if you already have this head unit and you forgot exactly where to go to change something. This is the video for you. If you're new here, we are Elevated Vehicles. We don't do just head units. We do, I got mosquitoes in here. Oh my gosh. Get out of here, dude. Dude, July in Arkansas is off the chain. That's why my shirt's off. Anyway, here on Elevated Vehicles, we do all sorts of things regarding vehicles. One of those things is Android head units. And as of this recording, the flagship king is the MEKEDE&Navifly-Bella 7. Okay, let's jump in. Let's take a look at every single one of these apps. So one of my subscribers named Hammer, he had asked in the first MEKEDE video that I created if the steering wheel control function had an area where we could define if hitting a button on the steering wheel could, let's say, turn on the front camera, the rear camera, or black the screen out. And I want to show that, yeah, that is possible. You've got mode button selection right here. And then you've got Open App 1, Open App 2, Open App 3. But before I scroll down, you can define what those Open App 1, 2, and 3 buttons do here. So let's say App 1 was set to dashcam. And if I open up my dashcam, currently the front signal is at the top and I don't have my front camera installed, but my rear camera is at the bottom. You can change that around here on the, whoop, let me go back. Here on the display, you've got display method up, down, front, rear, left and right, and back to up and down again. And then you can mirror those signals. But I want to show you guys something further than that. Here on System Ops, if I scroll down, you've got Panorama 360. And from Panorama 360, you've also got multimedia, reversing, phone, app operations. I think that Pano is misspelled. But app operations for video, setup, EQ, and phone. And then last but not least, you've got screen-related buttons that you could do. So screen off was one of his questions, and sure enough, screen off is one of the items that's available. If you don't see something on here, well, you have a mode button. And then, like I mentioned earlier, you've got App 1, App 2, and App 3. And the mode is set here, mode key App 1 through 5. And here's the apps that you can select from. You can also download more apps from the Google Play Store or sideload those apps if they're not on the Google Play Store. And then as I also showed earlier, on the app function, you've got those 3 mode keys that you can select from. This is what the theme app looks like. Clicking on the theme app just takes you here. Let's jump into Soundmaster. Clicking on Soundmaster, the only way that you will see this is if you have set up a MEKEDE account. So up here at Account Interconnection, you guys can see I've gone ahead and set up an account. But back into Soundmaster, I can download EQs from other people that have shared their EQ. Personally, if I create an EQ for my vehicle, it doesn't mean that you might like it in your vehicle. But keep that in mind. Adjusting EQ, that just takes you to the EQ settings that you guys have already seen in my previous almost 2-hour-long video. I can share my EQ. I can make an EQ a favorite after I've downloaded it. And these are just guys and girls that have created EQs. Are we done? Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. So these are just other MEKEDE users. Let's say I want to download John's. John's got 16 flames. I guess that's good. He click the plus icon. Do you want to use John? Existing config will be overwritten when used. Yeah, that sounds good. Successfully loaded. Here we are in reverse, and I literally have to put my vehicle in reverse to show you guys this app. There is most likely a way to open this app through Nova Launcher, and I want to show you what I mean. I'm going to put the vehicle back in neutral. I'm going to go down here to where it says About Equipment. I'm going to click on Android Settings. and then apps. If I click see all 43 apps, and then up here in the far right hand side, I click the three dots and I say show system. I have a theory that to see the rear view camera's app itself, I think it's possibly CamTA. It may be another one. I can't actually launch CamTA from here. Now, sure, I can click this, which also shows me my rear view camera, but it doesn't show the true rear view camera app unless I go into reverse. And now we've got my guidelines here. And I can change these guidelines. I click on the line settings, and I can change the width. I can change the height. I can change the camera angle, which just kind of pitches the rear of it. The viewing angle also has a pitch to it. Horizontal. The safe distance just changes that red and green lines to be closer or farther away, or sort of default. Style 2 just brings up this blue shade on there. Not really quite sure why anybody would like Style 2. Whoops, go back. Line settings. Style 1 is my preference. Let's go into radar settings. Those of you that have front and rear parking sensors, this is where you guys will be able to display those. I could click this one on the left, which shows the green and yellow. And then the one in the center, it looks like it just shows a red icon only. And the one on the far right would put a red line around your vehicle. Now you notice that I don't actually have any radar settings. To do that, we'll click into, well, we'll go back into neutral, go into settings. Oh, there we go. Reversing image. So going into display radar, if I turn on display radar and then I go back into reverse, now you guys can see the vehicle shows up. You won't see the sensors, right? You don't get to see the actual lines on here because, again, my vehicle does not have front and rear parking radar sensors. But for me, since my vehicle doesn't have that, I'll go back here and turn that off, disable it. OSD. OSD looks like it just takes us to a shortcut for desktop layout. Make sure that's right. OSD. Yeah, it just takes me here. And we've got LED scene. LED scene is currently not connected, so nothing pops up. Air conditioning, it's not going to show up anything because my vehicle doesn't support that, but it would show up a layout of pretty much a Tesla Model 3. If you ever look at a Tesla Model 3's interior and the screen, that you're able to control the air, whether it's heat or AC, it's the same exact screen from a Tesla. Reboot launcher, nope. Hide widgets, don't need to do that. Default theme, mood light on. So if I click mood light on, mood light's not connected. Mood light, I believe, is for the interior ambient LEDs. So OTA update, that's just a shortcut that goes here. And you guys have seen this in my previous video that's nearly 2 hours long, but that video does have timestamps and chapters in it. So you guys can save yourself some time. The manual, self-explanatory. MEKEDE has created a manual, and that manual has a plethora of information. You will really save yourself some time by checking the manual out or checking out my other video that's nearly 2 hours long with chapters and submenus. And that's, between both of those, it'll answer a lot of your questions before you have to go and post them to MEKEDE. The radio. So people were curious what the radio looks like. This is what the radio looks like. I'm going to turn my volume all the way down so you guys can hear me. So the radio, this is it. And if I click on the top right, it just changes that channel frequency to what would be, I think, what's called DTS, Digital Transmission System. You guys will certainly correct me in the comments, but there are some radio stations that will send digital signals, and then that would show up like the artist name, the artist title, and stuff like that. Or you can just divert back to classic type of FM frequency dial. Clicking on the right just cycles through. And clicking these arrows, I don't see anything changing on that. You can pause radio, so if you're on a digital channel, a digital FM frequency, you can actually pause it on here. If I click the gear icon on the bottom right, we've got radio editor, so I can download radio station logos. And let's see, if I click inside there, this is what this looks like. I can click on North America, and then I can go down to United States, which is where I'm currently located. And click on United States, and then from there, I can click on whatever city that I'm in. So let's say I'm in Atlantic City. And then it can sync the radio stations and all the logos for the Atlantic City radio station. Radio data system. I can open that, and as soon as I turn that on, we get alternate frequencies, traffic announcements, use PS name as station name. I don't know what that is. I can't speak on it. PTY. Not really sure what this is either. Travel. Let me go back in there. PTY, program type, travel. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. Auto scan sensitivity. If I click the question mark, it says radio sensitivity is the ability to receive weak signals, which may contain noise. What they're saying, noise is static, essentially. If I click the bottom right little icon there, you've got FM scan sensitivity is currently set to 18, and AM scan sensitivity is currently set to 18. Auto scan sensitivity is not turned on, but if I click the question mark, we have radio sensitivity is the ability to receive weak signals, which make, okay, I already read that. Lock is local only. Limits the radio to nearby signals to avoid interference and unstable audio. That's cool. Mono noise reduction. If I click the question mark, it says this forces the radio to use mono audio, which reduces noise and improves voice clarity when stereo audio is weak. Radio area. You only have a few to choose from, and it turns out USA and Korea must share similar FM frequencies. I don't know. I've never been outside the country, to Korea at least. I've never been to Korea. So that's it for radio settings. If I click the folder, no stations, please save. Okay. If I click search, are you sure you want to scan? Oh, so that magnifying glass is a scan button. Okay. And then I can change the AM by clicking FM, and if I click AM, it goes back to FM. Up here, the top left, you've got local radio, Bluetooth music, and then local music. Local music is just what you stored on the head unit. If I click on all lists, I don't see anything that changes. So let's go back and default theme. I think I skipped over default theme, but I think that just changes it to night. Oh, okay, yeah, manually switch. And I currently don't have manual switch turned on. I currently have mine set to my headlights. So if I turn my headlights off, you'll automatically see everything go white. Turn my headlights back on, everything goes black. So my theme is based off my headlights. We went inside radio, Bluetooth music app. This is what the Bluetooth music app looks like. I don't currently have my cell phone connected to the MEKEDE DUDU 7. If I did, then here you'll see a list of songs that you have in folders and stuff like that. The App Store, I've already shown you guys what the App Store looks like on the previous video that I have. That's nearly 2 hours long. God bless you guys if you guys actually watch the whole thing. Clicking on vehicle details, that brings up this really weird looking menu. And I don't know why I would ever need to use this. I see shutdown mode is set to ACC off and door open. And if I click the arrows to the left or to the right, nothing changes. The car volume, fade, balance, bass, middle, and treble, you guys all know that. That's pretty self-explanatory. So if we scroll over, this is the last page. Yandex Navi, I'm going to delete this. I don't use it. It's just another app that allows you to navigate. Yeah, send usage statistics, no thanks. Anyway, you guys could look up a YouTube video on what that app looks like. I'm actually going to ADB into the head unit probably tomorrow. I'll show you guys how to ADB into your Android head units. Even if you don't have the MEKEDE, ADB commands all work the same for all Android head units. And I will start deleting apps that I don't use, like the radio. I don't use the radio. I don't have no use for the radio app. And then I'll also be removing Yandex Navi Screen Recorder. That's just an app that I used in order to make you guys these videos. Clicking on the media, this just brings us back to Bluetooth music. Here's what local music looks like. Local music's got your folders, your favorites, your scanning? Scan? I don't know what that is. I guess it would scan to see if you've uploaded any new songs to a folder, perhaps. It seems kind of weird. And then back to local radio. So little shortcuts there. So I guess technically the radio app and also the media app, they're both just one and the same. Here's what the files folder looks like. The files folder does contain wireless transmission. That is big. I have not used a single Android head unit that built in mobile wireless transmission. What it does is it sets up an IP address of your head unit. Your head unit then connects to the same Wi-Fi hotspot that your cell phone is connected to, or your laptop, whichever. And then your laptop will go to that IP address of your head unit, and it shows you what the IP address is on this screen. I'm not going to click start server because I don't want you guys to know what my IP address is. But you'll see your IP address, and you type in that IP address in the address bar of your laptop or your cell phone, and then you can send files or folders to your phone or laptop, and vice versa. So pretty cool. After files, we've got dash cam. You guys have seen this earlier in the video. So let's go to CarLink 2.0. Dude, I really don't want to click on this. I think using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay is one of the silliest things that anybody could ever do owning one of these Android head units. I should probably just make a video venting as to why I think CarLink and Z-Link, which are basically just apps that let you use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, how I think that they're so silly. And it just really defeats the purpose of even buying an Android head unit in the first place. Vehicle settings. That's weird. That looks exactly like the other vehicle settings. Okay, so vehicle details. and vehicle settings app are both one and the same. Clicking on Bluetooth, what did that say? Bluetooth phone? What was that? What was that? What was that? Yeah, Bluetooth phone. Bluetooth phone is your dialer, something I'll never use, and hopefully I can delete that with ADB commands. So I have no desire to use that. And let's see, aux. I don't know where that aux signal. Oh, this is not a typical aux. I'm thinking an aux like an aux cord. Like if your cell phone has an aux cord and then you plug that aux cord into your radio, then you can play music through the aux. But that's not true. This is auxiliary video. Yeah, I don't have auxiliary video set up currently, so that must be old school VCR type of video. And I don't have that, so I can't really show you guys much on aux. Spotify, Netflix, YouTube, Google, Maps, those are all irrelative. You guys can see what those look like if you have an Android phone. If you have an Apple phone, it's an easy YouTube search, or just go on Google and search up what does the Google app look like, or what does the Maps app look like. Pretty self-explanatory. AR, DVR, I don't have my DVR camera that I ordered from MEKEDE. I don't have that installed yet, so currently it's just black. Just like if I go to the launcher and the center is black as well, same thing. Only reason I did that is just because I was playing around with the unit earlier. I could just change that to calculator. So guys, that sums it up. That's every single app that the MEKEDE comes with, well, except for that screen recorder that I downloaded, and what it looks like, including the calculator app. The calculator app I could remove as well, because I could just simply say, you know, hey Google, what is, and then do my multiplication or do my division or subtraction, whatever. I don't really need a calculator app unless I just don't want to say, hey Google out loud. Maybe I've got someone sleeping in my vehicle and I don't want to wake them up. Then there you go, you got a calculator app. Back up top, team, I need to point out something. There's an app that I did not cover in this video, and that's the 360-degree camera app. The reason why is because I've got a future video coming, and it's going to go over the entire 360-degree camera system. That's going to include the settings, the menus, and the sub-menus that are just in that one app. Not only that, but I'm also going to be showing you guys how I install the 360-degree camera system on my Jeep Wrangler, and I'm also going to show how to calibrate the camera system, because you have to do a couple of measurements and stuff like that. So that video is coming. Hopefully I earned a like from you guys. If I didn't, please leave a comment down below and let me know what I could do better so that I can improve on future videos. Team Elevated, that is a wrap. See ya!